Hey, what's up, Seekers? Wanuki with Golden Dragon Fortunes, your K-Rap psychic. And today we're going to be doing a solo gig here by myself. Maylee is not available. So we're just going to cover a few things. I think I don't have a lot of graphics here, kind of running behind schedule here, but we're going to be looking at. Um, um, hey, what's up, Seekers? We're going to be looking at a couple of things. So one is I want to look at the future for a very popular idol, and I'm kind of typing it in here as we go here. Um, and that is going to be Wonyoung of Ive, very popular idol, one of the fourth generation girl groups. And we'll see what's going on with her briefly just for the next year. And then we'll kind of look at Sunghoon of Enhypen, and kind of the one of the replacements for BTS, TXT, and now Enhypen has been out for a year or two. Kind of see what's going on there. And it turns out Wonyoung and Sunghoon were on Music Bank together as MCs, as hosts, and they won an award for best couple of that channel. And and then we're gonna one other thing we're gonna look at is you can hear me typing as I'm doing this. Is Ruka, a Baby Monster. So the seventh member, the oldest member of Baby Monster, has been revealed by YG Entertainment just in the last couple of days. So let's take a look at her future as well, and then we'll do. Let's see. The last thing we'll do is some Q&A, or answer some questions that were asked on the channel. So we'll do Q&A. So I don't have a lot of graphics here for you to show you, what's going on with all these different people. So we just have to kind of wing it. But let's take a look at, start with Wonyoung of Ive. So, they debuted a couple of years ago, their fourth generation group. She was on another show, a Produce 48 show a few years ago, where she was, competing to get on this group of Produce 48. Part of those Produce series. There were several of them, and they kind of ended because there was some controversy because it came out, I think, really on Produce 48 that all these shows were pretty rigged, and the fan voting didn't really matter, and so kind of put to shame those producers. So no more Produce 40, Produce whatever series since then. But I think she was she was the center, and I think it was her birthday when they announced the final group, and she was the center because it was that day was her birthday as well. So anyway, so she was, I think, number one or in the top anyway, a group. Don't know all the details, but then she went into Big Hit Entertainment, and after that, and got into, I think it's Big Hit Entertainment, Ive, this fourth generation girl group. Now there's almost been a lot of controversy around her, and I guess the perception around Wonyoung is that it's kind of like Ive is Wonyoung plus friends, because she's kind of, there's a lot of controversy. I mean, she's very attractive, she's very talented. She's actually, one controversy was that she's part Taiwanese, or her father was a Korean living in Taiwan, and her mother maybe is part Taiwanese and Korean. And so there was a controversy first about, is she Taiwanese? Is she Chinese? Blah, blah, blah. So that was a big thing that kind of followed her. And then she's been accused of a lot of things. I think, any kind of face of the group that's attractive and talented is going to get some haters. It's just, normal that they're going to have haters out there, especially with all these YouTube channels trying to promote the haters. In other words, they're looking for controversy to try to find, clickbait. So just like the news or any other medium, they're looking for ways to get eyeballs. So some of this hate is maybe overemphasized, but uh, Wonyoung has her controversies. Eating a strawberry with two hands and trying to be too cute, or not being lazy and not twirling her hair, as was part of the choreo because she had very heavy braided hair. So she's had her controversies here and there, um, you know, out there in internet land, which, you know, a lot of people just hide behind the keyboard and say whatever they want to say. So anyway, she was born, her full name is Jang Wonyoung with Ive. She was born on August 31st, 2004. So she's still very young. She's, what, that's not even, that 18 maybe? Um, She's 5'8". She's pretty tall. She's tall, like about the same height as Tsuyu, who's also from Taiwan. But she's Taiwanese, fully Taiwanese. But Tsuyu is 5'8" too, I think. 173 centimeters, about 103 pounds, 47 kilos. And like I said, she was on Produce 48 and became part of the group Eyes One. Eyes One? I don't know how to pronounce that name. I always pronounce it Eyes One. Is One? I don't know. But anyway, that was the group that came out of Produce 48 for the last few years. And so she's a Virgo. And she did Music Bank, which is this K-pop TV show with uh, Park Sunghoon, who is from Enhypen. And so, anyway, a little bit about her. Sorry, I don't have a graphic for that. But, if you're a fan, you know about her anyway. So what I want to do is just look and see what's going on the next year for her, see if there's anything out there energy-wise that we can get some clues about. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to point down here and kind of focus on her, and then you can help me focus on her, and we're just going to pick some tiles here, mahjong tiles I use, and see what the tiles say about her future in 2023 or the next year or so, next six to 12 months, and see what they say. So picking the tiles now, and we're going to go from the center, kind of work out to see how things develop for her and for the year. So it says there's going to be some kind of decision that she's going to be making or going to be made for her. This may have to do with, I don't know if she's thinking about some land and property, or maybe some change in location or some travel. So I don't know if I don't know if they've done a tour or anything like that, but maybe they're thinking about that and maybe trying to make some decisions about that. That's what it seemed to say. That's going to be emphasized here moving forward. And it says that, as that happens, she's going to be very busy working with her members. This is called the insect, so it represents a lot of busy energy, working with others in a collaborative way, a cooperative way. So it seems like there's going to be a lot of activity and busy energy, especially in the spring into summer, and a lot of communication, emphasis on communications. So I don't know if that's the tour or doing something for concerts or variety shows or what, but it seems like that's going to be emphasized. And it says that there's going to be some type of in the second half, probably July, August, September, October. There's going to be some type of commitment that she's going to be involved with, and this commitment is going to be a good thing. It's going to be maybe some achievement, maybe being able to be more successful. So some type of commitment she's going to be making in the second half of the year. It's going to be very good. It's going to be like the circumstances come together to the center and starting to fit the right time, right place. And so it looks like it's a very good thing that she's doing. Not exactly sure what it is, but we'll see. And that commitment continues, I guess, to the end of the year. So I don't know if that's, maybe they're doing a comeback or something else, but it makes her very hopeful about the end of the year and getting ready for 2024. So, I don't know if Big Hit doesn't really do a lot of, or Hybe. I think they're part of Hybe, or are they part of Starship? Oh, they're part of Starship, aren't they? Am I right? You tell me. Make some comments. I think she's part of Starship Entertainment, but maybe Starship has had some good talent, but I don't know if they're not that strong of an agency. But maybe there's something else that's going on that perhaps she's thinking about and may have to do. Maybe there's maybe we'll see. Maybe there's some acting involved. I don't know if she has any acting background, but obviously people accuse her of acting too cute. So anyway, there's something going on that she's going to be committing to in the second half of the year as we kind of end the year 2023. So that's what it says for Wonyoung of Ive. Looking forward into the year. So next is Sunghoon of Enhypen. I pronounce it Enhypen because Enhypen is the English word, but Big Hit when they created this group, or I guess it's a sub-label now, spelled it as Enhypen. So, it's unique. I guess you could brand name the Enhypen and not Enhypen. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. So, Park Sunghoon, he was born on December 8th, 2002, so he's about 2 years older than Wonyoung. And he was a competitive ice skater. He did a lot of, for a long time, he was doing ice skating at the national level in Korea. In fact, he competed quite a bit up until, I think, 2020 or so, or just before that. And he's got some silver medals, so he was pretty accomplished as an ice skater. And so after that, he kind of got into, actually, he was doing some ice skating when he was training for Enhypen at the same time. So he kind of transitioned from ice skating to now Kpop. And so now he's been in Enhypen. He went through that reality, elimination show that they had, Island or something like that, to be chosen to be in Enhypen a couple of years ago. So let's see what's going on with Park Sunghoon going forward over the next year as well. And we're going to book some tiles there too and focus on him and see what comes up for him and his role in Hypen, or just him personally, because he's an individual. And let's see what the tiles say. Okay, so Sunghoon seemed like there's something he wants to try. There's something he wants to get involved with. There's a risk he wants to take, or he's considering over the next few months, and it's a risk that he wants to take because it's going to make him happy. So I don't know exactly what that risk is, but it says that there's a fire in him that he wants to, kind of take a risk on. It could be dynamic and inspiring to him, but it can also burn him a little bit. So as a risk reward calculation, but it's something that he wants to do that will make him happy, and or it's because he could be happy doing it that he wants to give it a try, and it may lead to some decision or choice that he's going to be making probably in the springtime, and there's some impact to that maybe all the way into next year, 2024. So I don't know if he's, wants to compete, back in ice skating. But it will probably be hard to do with this contract with Enhypen, or if there's something new. But it says there's new things going to be opening up in all the way in maybe the first few months of 2024, the calendar year. But he kind of knows about it and making a decision about it earlier, probably in this coming spring. And it says that as he kind of moves into the second half of the year, he's going to feel like whatever decision or choice he made is going to give him an opportunity to kind of put back put aside some disappointments that he probably faced. Maybe it's competitively because obviously, he didn't quite make gold. He made silver several times in different competitions in his ice skating. But there may be something that what he decides to do, that may be some new plans for the new year, and um, it's going to make him feel hopeful and help him kind of let go of some of these disappointments in the past in some way. And that continues toward the end of the year, where he feels very hopeful, and he's going to be doing a lot of hard work to kind of make things happen, um, and persevere to find maybe more value in what he's trying to do. So there's something that definitely is getting his attention, and he's wanting to take a risk on, and wants to develop something new in the process for um, Park Sunghoon. So that's what it says there, and for him. So I did a little, just because they were on a music bank together, and they got the KBS award for best couple on that network, um, back in, I think it was just last year. So they went on stage, and they both won the award for best couple. And he thanked everybody, and she thanked the staff at the network. And um, sorry, I didn't have time to get the picture and put it up here. But if you're a fan of Wonyoung of Ive or Enhypen, you know what I'm talking about. But what I didn't have here is a compatible. Let's see. Let's create a banner for this. Let's see what the compatibility was, from a love angle of Sunghoon and Wonyoung. So let's take a look at that. Anybody interested? Let's see. So I did the calculations, and it goes like this. I don't have the graphic for this, but for the numerology, their numerology, Wonyoung is number 8. Jang Wonyoung is number 8, which kind of makes her good in business, and maybe likes is efficient and makes things efficient. She's pretty realistic, and she's good at creating material things in her life. So I mean, I guess they kind of call her the princess. So I'm sure that she's probably going to be good at creating a good lifestyle for herself. I don't want to emphasize that point, because then all the haters are going to say, "Well, yeah, she is a princess, and she's acts too cute, and she does all these things." And so, anyway, there's haters out there, but um, she is a Virgo, so she is pretty practical, and we'll cover that next. So, numerology, um, Park Sunghoon is number 5, and which it kind of emphasizes freedom. He wants freedom to express himself in the way he wants to, and that he is versatile, very versatile, which obviously he is. From going from ice skater to Kpop idol, and he's pretty clever, and pretty sharp that way. So that's what the numbers represent for them. But let's look at the compatibility. So for the compatibility, and I guess I could create something here. Let's numerology is they are 82% compatible, for marriage compatibility. So they could make a good couple, 82%. And in my numbering system, which is 50%, and you get 1 point, compatibility. 75% is 2 points. So they get 2 points compatibility, almost 3 points, because at 85% would be 3 points. But that's just a tiebreaker. So the compatibility is 82%. So it's pretty good. Um, so then if we look at the Batsi Chinese astrology, it really changes a lot um, in their compatibility. I'm not sure why, but it's totally different. And it's 18%, 0 points for the Batsi Chinese astrology. So pretty disappointing there. And I guess they both combined to maybe be, if you combine them, they both add up to 18%, 100%, maybe it's 50-50, 50%, 50%, but it doesn't work that way. But that's what they add up to. So then if we look at the Vedic astrology, which is Indian astrology, um, compatibility is Vedic, 71% and 1 point. So that's the Vedic astrology compatibility. And so numerology has been the highest so far, 82%. And then, the Batsa Chinese astrology, only 18%. Vedic astrology, 71%, pretty good match, 1 point. And then when you look at the Western astrology, zodiac, compatibility is, did I got this right? No, I got this wrong. I'm sorry. I'm looking at something else. So let's go back and over this. So the numerology is 82%. Their Batsi is actually uh, their Batsi is actually 71%, and that's 1 point. So the Batsi was 71% and 1 point, and then their Vedic. Let me change this. Is 68%. Batsi, then Vedic is 68% and 1 point. And then, but we'll get to the zodiac. This is where it becomes a little bit problematic. Oh, their Western zodiac, she's a Virgo, but he's a Sagittarius. So, Virgos are they like order. They like, the earth signs are pretty down to earth. They like kind of systems. My sister's a Virgo. She kind of drives me nuts sometimes, even though I'm an earth sign too. I'm a Capricorn. She's a Virgo, but she's like kind of OCD sometimes about the way things should be and the structure of things. You know, so and then Sagittarius is a little more freewheeling and you know just like Sunghoon's numerology is more freedom and kind of not so methodical and pragmatic. So the zodiac combination is only 46%, so it's not that great. So if you combine them all, let's see here. Let's combine them all. And it comes to, if we average them out, comes to a total of 67. Let's see. Combination for all four of these measurements is 67% and 4 points. So not bad. That's like 2/3 of the time they're pretty compatible and they get 4 points, just based on my numbering system. So that's the compatibility of Wonyoung and Sunghoon, um, based on kind of marriage, kind of long-term possibilities. I mean, I don't think they're a couple, but I thought we'd do this just to kind of have some fun with it and see if some of you people that maybe thought they were a couple or hoping they're a couple or you ship them, because they were on Music Bank, or you like them both? Because they're both attractive. They're both definitely the visuals of their group. I think Sunghoon is the visual of his group, and Wonyoung obviously is maybe the visual of her group. So they're a good-looking couple. Their height, their age, kind of match. He's 2 years older. He's 5'11", 181 centimeters. She's 5'8", 173 centimeters. So yeah, they look good. They look good together. So anyway, that's the compatibility of those two. So now let's look at Ruka, a baby monster. So we don't know much about her. She was the last one to be revealed, and kind of a longer video about her. A couple of them. One was her just rapping in multiple raps, and she's an excellent dancer. She's been dancing since she was like 4, something like that. She was like 14 or 6, at least 6. I think when she was a trainee at 16, she'd been dancing for 10 years already. So she's a natural dancer. She's kind of like Lisa, of Blackpink. Lisa was dancing since she was very young and performing. And so Ruka, which we don't even know her last name, but she is Japanese. So she's Japanese. She's from Japan. We don't know where. But she's been training at YG for some time and just made it, because she just turned to be an adult. 20 is the age for being an adult, Korean age for being an adult. And so she just became an adult recently. And, she's kind of the oldest member of Baby Monster. So I guess if she didn't make it and debut now, she would no longer be a baby. She'd be an adult. So maybe she wouldn't make the group. I don't know. It's kind of interesting, that story. But she's a Pisces. She was born in, we don't know, but we know she's a Pisces. Well, actually, we have some information. She was born in March 20th of 2002. So she is a Pisces. She's born the same year as Park Sunghoon. And so she's a Pisces. She's 20. And yeah, I guess that's American age. She's 20, or Western age. And that's about all we know. She's Japanese. She's trained for a long time. She's a great rapper and dancer. That's really her skills. I haven't seen her sing, really. So maybe that's not her, skill set. But she's an excellent rapper and an excellent dancer. And of course, she speaks Japanese and she speaks Korean fluently. And my guessing is that she probably speaks some English too, because just of the rap and understanding how to do the rap and all that stuff. Her pronunciation is pretty good, and her pronunciation is very good in Korean as well. So, and from the video, she's close to her mom. Checks in with her mom, of course. But let's see what the towels say for Ruka moving forward in the next year. So let's take a kind of a focus on Ruka-chan, Ruka-san. So, and see what's going on with her energy-wise for the next year. And let's see what they say. Excuse me. Okay. Seem to say she's, ready to start talking and communicating and putting herself out there. And, the more honest she is with herself, the more honest she is with her audience, the more she knows what choices and decisions to make. I mean, I think they had a little emotional clip in the video that was announcing her, 8-minute long video, which is a lot longer than everybody else got. See, she also had a 2-minute, rap video. So it kind of gave a sense of her personality, and the fact that she's still trying to debut at 20 years old, and all her friends are in college. And obviously she's had a long, rough road. It hasn't been easy to work at YG Entertainment. A lot of people never debut with YG, and they just move on and go somewhere else or what. So go home. So and being Pisces, Pisces are more sensitive and more into their feelings and a little more idealistic. But it says that she's going to be start to talk, communicate, and people get to know her better, and that's going to help her kind of know how to react and kind of put herself out there and trying to be honest with herself and with everybody out there as she kind of debuts. It seems, and it seemed like that communications is going to be emphasized in the springtime too, with maybe some specific goals or objectives. So maybe that's maybe that's part of the promotional phase that a lot of these debuting rookie groups to go through. People get to know people, get their name out there, go on some variety shows, what have you. It seems like communication is going to be emphasized for the next 6 months. And first, it's just kind of to kind of get out there, and then it's going to be very specifically driven toward goals and objectives that maybe she wants to do personally, but also obviously for the group and for the promotion of Baby Monster. It's going to be very precise communications that she's going to do. And it seems like she's going to be very focused. I mean, there's a good chance she's going to be the leader of the group. I mean, I don't know if they're going to have leaders, kind of like New Jeans doesn't have leaders. Blackpink doesn't have a leader officially. So maybe she's not the leader, but it seems like she's going to be the de facto leader just because of age and being a senior. And it says that there's going to be some specific goals and objectives that she has for the group. So she's going to feel responsible for the group, I think. Whether she's entitled as the leader, she's going to be, the mother of the group, it seems, and to a large degree. And it says that there's going to be some shift or change that happens, or something new is going to open up by the end of the year. So maybe there's going to be, some other aspect of what they do. I don't know if that's, a comeback. I don't think they're going to debut way out in December. They're going to probably debut sooner. But there's going to be, in fact, probably this spring or, early summer. But there's going to be another thing that's going to be opening up for as they get ready for 2024. That's going to kind of change their pattern, what they do, how they do things. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe YG does some of the similar tracks that they did for Blackpink. Try to maybe get a little reality show going, or at least some YouTube. Things like right now Blackpink's doing with their BPM. Blackpink Memories of their tour. So, and then there may actually be a tour coming up, maybe, or planning one at the end of the year as well for Baby Monster and for Ruka in turn. So that's what it says for Ruka-chan. I guess I could say Chan because I'm older than she is. But that's it for her. So there's a lot of anticipation, definitely, for Baby Monster, all the YG fans, all the Blackpink fans, globally. There's a lot of people commenting and kind of anticipating the debut of Baby Monster. So it's going to be a big debut, and it's going to kind of rock, kind of change the landscape for all the other fourth generation girl groups, because of who they are and the build up and who Blackpink is as their seniors. So going to change some things for, change some strategies for some of these other girl groups. It's going to be hard to get attention and coverage because there's just so many of them to compete for, eyeballs and attention. So anyway, so some Q&A. I'm trying to find where my Q&A is, but maybe I can't. Oh, here it is. So a little Q&A. So a little shout out to CT in the comments. She wanted to know about Kim Tae-young's solo career. She or he, whoever CT is. Hey, CT, if you're watching, this is for you. I think, Kim Tae-young had done some solo things. I remember I did a video, a couple, 3 years ago, 2018 or something like that. He had just come out with a solo. And I guess she's asking, or this person is asking, CT, you're asking this question because obviously there's some changes going on with BTS as far as military obligations. And, I'm not clear on the plans, but, it's been kind of said that maybe they're all going to be making a comeback on 2025, which implies that they're going to have to go enlist in the military in the next year because, service is usually about 20 months in the Korean military. So that would take care of most of 2024 and leave some room in 2025. Or if they enlist earlier in 2023, then maybe they can, have a comeback in, early to mid 2025 because they're going to have almost a 2-year obligation here. So I don't know if there's a lot of time for Kim Tae-young. I mean, obviously the other members are trying to do some things. I think Jimin did some things. They're all kind of trying to do something to keep the ball rolling individually and for kind of BTS name. But let's see what the Tao say about Kim Tae-young's solo career. This is kind of maybe more open-ended. Maybe it's more of a longer timeline because of what's going on sequence-wise in his career. But let's see what the Tao say for Kim Tae-young, what he does on a solo basis. And so I got the tiles here. Says that he's going to be studying something or doing something that he wants to learn and try. So maybe it's just, I don't think he's done a lot of performance live, solo live, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, he's done videos, music videos as a soloist, but I don't know if he's done anything live as a soloist without all of his band members there with him, uh, BTS. So anyway, it says that there's going to be something he's trying to learn. I'm not sure if that's just performing, live as a solo. That would be a big step for him, kind of emotionally and kind of putting himself out there all by himself. Um, I don't think any other members have done it solo live either. They've just done music videos in collabs or their own individuals. But it says that the more honesty he is with himself, the more clarity he's going to have about what to learn or what he needs to study, what he needs to kind of get more information on. That's going to be emphasized in the next 3 months or so. It says there may be perhaps a collab or maybe another person that maybe you might want to sing with or do something as far as a solo career. But it's kind of moving slowly and how that's developing. I think, I think obviously, I think the public would want maybe, um, a collab that would be just Kim Tae-young and, Jungkook. So, those two are very popular, and their combination is very popular, Taekook, or what do you want to call it? So doing a duet or, their voices kind of collab well. I mean, one's, Jungkook has a higher range and Taehyung has a, more of a lower range. So they kind of combine well. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe they're studying that. Maybe look at the possibilities, trying to figure it out. Um, and it says that he's going to be maybe at a point in his career, solo career, where he's changing the way he sees himself, and he's going to mature. Maybe it's after his military experience, but he's going to make that's going to give him a creative growth. He's going to want to try more things creatively and express them differently, perhaps, or more in harmony with what he wants. And so there may be, you might see some changes in his style a little bit. I mean, yeah, it seems like there's going to be a creative growth that he's going to go through. It's probably going to be 4 years from now. So maybe after they get back together, 2025, then maybe, he's going to do a project in 26 or 27 that may have to, may see him changing and maturing and changing his creative expression in his solo career. And he's going to, maybe that's going to lead him to make a decision or choice about what he wants to do as you go farther out, maybe about 5 years, that is going to be good luck for him. It's going to work out good for him. But that's some time from now. That's 2028. Is he? Yeah, he's going to be close to 30, I guess. He was born in, when is he born in 95? Oh yeah, he's gonna be like early 30s, 33, something like that. So some decision or choice he's going to make, maybe as he gets into 30s or his early 30s, that it's going to be good luck for him. So he's going to have some enduring qualities to him and his popularity. Um, I mean, I guess there's other singers that K-pop idols that went into the 30s and worked out well. I mean, Super Junior is still out there making music or doing some solo projects, and they've been around for, I don't know, 15, 20 years, a long time, and they're second generation group. And others, TVXQ is with SM. They've done some things in their 30s after military um, obligations. So the precedent is there. And so that's what it says for Kim Tae-young's solo career. So CT, that was for you. Then I have another request, and this is from Janvi. So Janvi, if you're out there, from Dubai, EAU, uh, anyway, the Emirates. You wanted to know about your compatibility with Banchang, and I can just tell you that Banchang was born from Stray Kids, is born on October 3rd, 1997, and he's about 5-6 years older than you, and he the compatibility is 80% and 2 points for numerology, so it's very good. But the Batzi, the Chinese astrology, really fell down. This was 18%. So I got the numbers mixed up with Park Sunghoon and Jang Wonyoung. And then 71% for the Vedic astrology and 1 point. And then 82% for compatibility for and 2 points with the zodiac or Western astrology. So that averages out to about 62% and 5 points. So it's pretty good, even Bangchan. So good luck to you, Jamvi. You can see you, as a stay. I guess you're a stay, or maybe just like Bangchan, but his Aussie accent. But anyway, that's the compatibility. 62%, 5 points is the average. So it's okay. Not perfect, not great, not bad. It's pretty good. So that's it for Q&A. And John V and CT, thanks for your comments. If you have some comments or things you want to request, then you can like and subscribe. And like and subscribe. And we'll try to get to them, and if we can, we'll try to put them on, our live stream. So that's it for now for today, this live stream. So please like and subscribe, and put in some comments if you want to get us to respond live and give you a little shout out. We'll try to do that. So until next time, wishing you all good fortunes.